Hey guys, welcome back to Altaz-Review, where we talk about the latest games and all kinds of gaming news. There's been a lot of remasters recently, but now we have the remake for a fairly underrated game, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. It's a pretty simple game with little dialogue and great platforming. It's made by the same devs as It Takes Two, so that might give you a better idea about the unique mechanics and the great storytelling. Now with the remake, we have a new definitive way to play this amazing and pretty short game. So let's talk about it a little more. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a game about, well, two brothers. There's no legible dialogue since the game uses a fictional language, so all we have to go by is their actions and the environmental storytelling. But to talk about the story, we need to talk about the gameplay. Brothers is essentially a puzzle game with a bit of platforming, but the main focus of the gameplay is on the controls. Each brother uses one toggle stick on the controller. It's basically a single-player co-op game, and it's that very gameplay element that provides some background on the relationship of the brothers. From the start of the game, the minor puzzles establish that the elder brother is taller and stronger, so when it comes to climbing some obstacles or forcing handles and levers, you'll need the elder brother. Even when it comes to swimming, the older brother needs to carry the younger since the younger one can't swim. The little brother, however, is able to squeeze through smaller openings or tight areas, and he's the only one that can be hoisted up to reach even higher than the older brother can. But again, whether you need two people to reach something, two people to push an object, or just use both brothers to make simultaneous actions, there's a bigger emphasis on teamwork. A lot of the puzzles are also pretty time sensitive. Rather than giving you time to figure out the puzzle, you need to think pretty quickly about what each brother should be doing at any given time. If you fail or die, you just restart that puzzle. But if you want to get through an entire area, you need to stay focused on both brothers constantly. It's even weirder to control since there's very few games that use both joysticks for movement control. Plus, you need to move two separate characters at once all the time. It's not particularly hard, but even a simple level of multitasking makes things pretty complicated. But Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons doesn't just use puzzles and gameplay like a game, it uses all these moments to emphasize the story parts. As you control each character, you're reminded that both characters are essential in their own way. And sometimes the mere fact that there's two people makes all the difference in surviving the dangerous adventure. Since the main focus is in difficulty, there's also some quiet, simple moments where you can just talk to some characters in the town, pet animals, and just admire the vistas. And with the remake, all the beautiful environments truly shine. At this point, you may as well play the game just for the graphics, since all the colorful and creative sceneries are now even more detailed, while all the characters are fully rendered and show their expressions much more clearly than in the original game. But with that, we're kind of heading into how the story and writing affect the game. The game starts with the brothers carrying their ill father to the doctor. There's no words, or at least none we can understand, but the doctor looks worried and shows the kids a map to what must be the cure, and the sons head out immediately. As the game progresses, we'll continue to see the father's condition just to remind us how important this journey is and that this cure is definitely the only way to help him. Although the beginning of the adventure shows the brothers asking around for directions and dodging wild boars and minor obstacles, the world quickly establishes that this is a fantasy or fictional place. There's some trolls, giants, and magical creatures that show up, and even the various ruins tell a story of past wars and inhabitants. It's a beautiful world with a lot of storytelling, and all of it is pretty unexpected, yet interesting. Between areas, we also see the brothers' relationship, as the younger brother seems quite scared and dependent on the older one, while the older one shoulders too much weight and responsibility and needs someone to help him out every now and then. There's also an important flashback, for which I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it gives some more depth into their parents and tells us a bit more about why the brothers are the way they are. And these backstories show their effects in the game, as the brothers will comfort each other or have fights based on what happened in that past. It's a pretty quiet tale of two brothers dragging their way through all kinds of trouble, all for their father. There's even a lot of moments of the brothers just enjoying their moments of relaxation after some tough obstacle or journey. They make some new friends, help others out, and even help each other out. No matter how the gameplay or story turns out, we're always reminded that these two brothers care most about each other, and that it's an obvious fact that they're always going to be there for each other. Like any other game, there's always more immersion because you're playing the characters themselves, so you know what they're feeling, you know what they've been through, and you know exactly what they've done. But with Brothers, you're controlling both characters, you're seeing both their different sides and exactly what both of them have been through. whether they've been alone or with each other, and you know just how helpful they are to each other. And that's what makes the story so much more impactful throughout, because you have two different characters with two different personal stories, and you see both of their growth at the same time. But without giving any spoilers, or rather giving a vague spoiler warning, the ending of the game is one of the toughest couple of minutes I've ever had to endure. After so much of the game spent showing us the importance of brotherhood and perseverance, we have to pretty much live through the character's point of view of stepping up and doing things alone. It's an important lesson, and it's also a way of consoling those who can't rely on others anymore. Again, spoilers, but the way this game left me sobbing after just 3 hours makes me remember the game in a good light and easily recommend it to everyone, since it's a worthwhile experience given the time investment and even for the price. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a remarkable game since it doesn't use any of its elements as a pillar. The gameplay is revolutionary, the story is simple and effective, the art and environments clearly have a lot of care and creativity put into them, and now the remake has brought the game to a whole new level, since all the expressions and even the cutscenes give a deeper immersion to the characters' feelings, and allows you to better understand the story even though there's still no legible dialogues. I know games being short is generally considered a bad thing, but for this game, I'd say it fits well with how they tell a story so deep in such a short time. Just look at the beautiful graphics, put your brain into the puzzles, and put your heart into the story. Well, that's all for this review. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a very good game that's left pretty underrated, but the remake gave us a chance to bring it back into the conversation, and maybe it'll get new players to try it out. Let me know what you guys think of the remake and what other games you're excited about. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Until then, I hope I see you in the next video.